So you are free to ask any questions, especially related to care point of view in the web scope and all. Okay, you ask any questions. You can ask any questions as well.
Sorry,
Can you see my?
nothing from my side.
Yeah, even I mean, once I start the session as well, now what I'm asking is, you can ask me the questions as well. What you want to know about the either ABAP, especially scope or opportunities point of view as well. Yeah? So that's what I was telling that. So anyway, in the last session, I have explained about what is SAP and what is ABAP. Okay. What is exactly ABAP programming language? Who has developed this programming language? For what purpose they have developed this? What is full form of ABAP? Hmm. What is software language? Right? So what is the SAP full programming language? What purpose? For business purpose. SAP has built the SAP business software. SAP company has built the business software for the business purpose. Last demonstration, I explained about that. Okay. But that is only useful inside the SAP technology only because SAP is own programming language. Okay. And you need to know this. We'll come to this ABAP role now. Because before that, we will try to understand and make you to understand what is company, what is client, what is your job and all, so that at least you know what you are going to do as in the projects, how projects come and all. Company SAP projects is client, for example, BMW is one client, and what BMW client will go in, they'll go and purchase the SAP software. SAP software is free software or paid software? Anyone can tell? Is it paid or free? Hello? Say Infosys, right? Capgemini, okay, or Wipro, for example. Right? What this client will do? This is the client actually. They are the client people. So BMW is the client. What they do is they go and approach for the SAP to purchase the SAP software for the BMW company. They go to SAP and SAP will sell the software to this BMW company. And this BMW company, so they don't know about the SAP software of the business process adoption and all of the existing business process, the SAP. So they approach to these companies, any of these companies. Maybe they'll approach to say Infosys, for example. They may approach to Infosys, or they may approach to Capgemini, or they may approach to Wipro. So what these companies will do is, these companies will access to this BMW client to adopt the SAP software to make that the BMW client business to work in the SAP system successfully on day-to-day business purpose. What could be the different business purposes in if you think of in any typical industry? Anyone? What could be the typical business application or business purpose or business activities? You can say. Simply. What will be any business activity? Typical. Hmm? You take any typical think of any manufacturing company or company. What will be the business activities involving? Now, correct కావద్దు. You see my screen now, right? So I was telling that right, sales, right, purchase, right. What could be the purchasing business activities? Invoice, right. For all these things, what has given is SAP has created the screens, business applications, screens. So everything will be done through the SAP software once they buy this one. That adoption should be done by these companies, Infosys, Capgemini, or that's what we call as SAP projects. SAP projects. We will call two types of projects: SAP implementation projects and SAP support projects. These two typical projects we will be going to work. SAP support projects. SAP implementation projects means the new project you are going to do to the BMW client through the Infosys company or Capgemini or Wipro. So you will be here. Here SAP consultant. We call it as consultant. This terminology. SAP consultant. So you work SAP consultant, maybe as through the Infosys, you work for the BMW. And one more SAP consultant, not the same consultant. Okay. What do you call if the same consultant work for two companies parallelly? What are the new terminology we come into picture recently? Moonlight, right? This is SAP consultant. SAP consultant. So this client, sometimes some work will they will go to Infosys, some work will go to Capgemini, some work will go to Wipro. So you work as part of this employee in the SAP projects, any of these projects, either implementation projects or support projects. So to take care of all these business activities, for example, I told you. Okay. Anyone tell me what could be the implementation, what could be a support project? Anyone can tell, think of, even if you don't know, can you think, tell me? Hmm?
Support project we need to support in SAP and SAP end user issue like the process
Correct,
issue
correct,
like this.
correct, correct, correct. So anything issue comes on the live projects, live
Live
systems,
projects, yeah.
right? Live projects, basically. So for example, typically if you want to say, so suppose you take any metro project, right? Metro trains project, metro rail project. So the project construction, whatever it goes, right? Maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years, is called like as implementation project. Means you are first I mean you are starting that line, that metro, that construction. Okay. Once the construction is over, right? Once the live starts, means where the once the passenger starts using it, that will come the next phase, support phase, right? So whatever the issues comes in the support phase, so that will be generally will be some separate team or different way it will be handled. That's what the exact way to make you understood what could be the development project, what could be the support project. So support project you will be supporting to the live business activities. Whereas the development project is you are going to build a new application completely. That's what we call as a application development projects also. New projects. Application development also is the same. Or new integration of the integration of the business process. Okay. So SAP consultant also basically we categorize as a two consultants. So one is ABAP consultant, ABAP consultant, or functional consultant. So you all will fall under the functional ABAP consultant. ABAP consultant here and functional consultant here. Same thing here as well. Okay, here as well. Either you will be part of ABAP team or you will be part of the functional team here as well. So again, the process, the workflow and all, how to make it more clearer. This is the workflow will happen in the projects, in any SAP projects. You will be working as a developer here. You are a developer here. And you will be closely working with the SAP functional people. We call as SAP functionals. SAP functionals here. And here we will be having the business user. He is a business user. So the interaction will go like this. So business people will interact with this functional people to give the business requirement. And these people will be interacting. And these people will be interacting. Right? So this will be interacting with these people, developers. They will give the requirement to you, ask me the requirement document they will provide you, and they will ask you to develop accordingly. Any questions here? Yes, ABAP developer, ABAP consultant, or developer, both are same only. Business user. Think of what is the meaning of business user. Where do you get this business user concept of?
End user, like
End user, correct. So what the exact meaning of end user?
He has using current business process in SAP,
Ah,
the for
correct.
sales, chasing like this.
Yes, yes. A typical example, if you take it, right, everyone knows the IRTC website, right? For IRTC website, we are the users or we are the developers. Suppose you are booking a friends maybe from Bangalore to Hyderabad, for example. You go to IRTC website and you give from 1 to 1 date and all, right? You are a user or you are a developer for the website. Hmm? Are you a user or you are a developer of the website? Have you developed that website or somebody has developed that website? Hello? So you will be considered as for IRTC as a developer or a user. Go ahead. So you know recording is going on, you don't need to worry. Hello? Because you live in this terminology only. User developer terminology.
User.
You are a developer or user?
User.
Hmm?
User.
You are the user, right? User. Correct, correct. Why it is user? Because you are just using that application. You don't know backend. Same way in SAP as well. What you are going to do is you are going to develop the applications. For that applications going to use by the business users day to day for the business activities. So the one more flow is what this SAP functional people, right? So there are different SAP models as I explained in the last session, last demo, right? Like SD module, who will take care of all the sales and distribution area, all the sales and distribution related activities. They will take care. This is the module. And for example, this could be the MM module. All right. And MM module. And maybe this is from FI module, for example. So like this, different business people will be working all with integrated models, all these things. So they will understand the business requirements from the user, and then they'll give it to the ABAPer to develop the programs, ABAP programs, ABAP programs. Okay. So you will be working for all these SD people, FI people, MM people as ABAP consultant, only single ABAP. I mean, ABAP is the common for all these models. As I said already, the earlier message also, the entire SAP has been built the backend by the ABAP code only, ABAP developers only. Okay, so this is the typical flow of the data here. So there will be business transaction code here, business transaction code, and users will use this one. This is the user. So in the day to day, user will be using this one, and data will go to the database tables. SAP database tables. Suppose you are creating some new materials in your company. I'll show you one flow that I'll go to here. So this user will access the business tree code here. And you as a web developer, what is your responsibility? This is your developer, your back end of this one. This is the web developer. Okay, so you develop this business transaction code, nothing but a screens. then user will access this, and once they save the data here, the data will go and update into the database tables. The information will go and sit here. So I'll show you one flow quickly so that you understood how the data flows. So this is what the SAP system I showed in last class, last session demo. Okay, as I said already, so I will be giving the same system for you to access remotely. You don't need to install any SAP software. I'll log into system. So I'll give the unique user ID for you to access independent, unique user IDs. Right. So this is the first login screen once you get into the SAP, what you can see. Okay. And this is the navigation prompt, or you can this from here. You can see left side corner. Right. So suppose I'll create one new material. For that I use for this transaction code. We call it transaction code in SAP. So we are having the two types of transaction codes. So one is the business transaction codes, other one is the technical transaction codes we call in SAP. So one is the business transaction codes, business T codes, business T codes. Other one is technical T codes and technical T codes. So business T codes will be used by the business users. So the technical T codes are used by the ABAP programmers to develop the business transaction codes like program creation and all. Now, for example, what we are doing is I'll show you quickly one data flow, how it looks, how it will be. It will be very interesting. If we go to here, a demo system, right, MM01, press enter here. Do you see some material industry, material type and all this information? Hello? So are you following me, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is the concept here is user will maintain the data because they want to maintain some materials information of the plant in the company. So they go and create a new material here. I'm just taking a randomly here. So I will take maybe industry sector of my material is automobiles, and some material type is some car raw material. Okay. So whatever that you see here, this is called drop-down boxes and all. This has been built by SAP using the ABAP programming language only. This is SAP standard. SAP standard means SAP provided here. SAP company. They have developed these screens. So now I'll press enter here. So I'm creating a new materials data. This is the entire SAP flow. For last 30 years or 40 years, whatever it might be, whenever the SAP has been designed. So this is the flow, how the data will execute or process in the real-time projects in general. Okay. So we'll just choose some basic information to execute, to fill the data. Right now you see that some input fields has been enabled. So I say that some my core engine material, for example. Okay. And so maybe I measure this material as with the kgs. And maybe this material group falls under one category, maybe. I'll choose here from the drop down box. It's not a drop down, no? We call it as a search help in SAP. We'll see all this one in SAP ABAP. This button, how it come, right? This is the concept of the ABAP search help concept. So ABAP, right, as I say many times also, generally in my messages as well, SAP ABAP is the heart of entire SAP. Because every screen you see this type of things, this type of options, all this has been built through the ABAP. And once you learn the ABAP, it will be very interesting, even if you are not from the background of the programming or you are anyone working in the SAP functions consultant. If you know as ABAP backend how it works, it will be very interesting. Because the everyday what you see the screens, maybe if someone is working for last 5 years or 10 years as a SAP consultant, functional consultant, if you know the background of that, how it works, the functionality, it will be very interesting actually. Okay, now I'm entering the data. Some material group I have entered. Under material division also I can enter some value here. Just randomly I'm entering this value. So no need to think about what exact meaning of each of this one. Okay, our focus is how the data flows now. Maybe gross weight I'll give 100 as the gross weight of the material, or 1000 I give maybe 500 as the net weight of this material going to measure. Unit of weight is, say, suppose kg now. Now the exact flow is, this is where I am now here in this flow, in this PPT, where I said this flow now. So we have entered the information, all the information on the screen now. Now the moment you click on here, save, the control means the ABAP code, what has been written will take the information what has been entered by the user onto the screen. Sorry, to the database tables. Okay. I'll go to here. Okay. I'll save it now. I think somebody's made some changes. Not allowed keys here. This is the problem with our SAP ABAP people. When they are doing the practice, the server, right? They made this error message. When they make error message, we cannot create any material here. I'll try to create with some other value. I'll show in some other system. Okay, I'll go to MM01. Okay, suppose some manufacturing material. So randomly I'll take the material type here. Enter. Go to basic data one. Right? Material or core engine. So maybe base sheets of material give as a kg here. Material group as, so I'll choose some number here. Just randomly I'm choosing the value. Division also I choose some value here. Or basic important, right? Maybe division I'll give some Coimbatore for example. And gross weight I'll give as 100. Net weight as 50 for example. And weight unit is kg for this material. Now the moment I click on save, the data should transfer now. Click on save. This is a save button in SAP. This message we give some part of some requirement. Otherwise, you don't get this message in the projects. Now, what is happening is the process is happening. This flow is happening. Data is transferring from your business transaction code to database tables here, SAP database tables. Enter here. Right, material internal created. So here also some problem. Can see. Then give the value here. 100, maybe 50. I'll give as easy. Division I'll give maybe 0.1. I'll click on save. There are some material numbers creating the problem. So it should come material number generated here. Somebody's made some changes. Let me I'll try one more last time. Otherwise, I'll take some other example. Pharmaceuticals, chemical. Test. This internal should come generate a number actually. Once I save it.
Division evaluation.
These are not given, but let me try out that one as well. So we'll create one other business data. Because this practice system keep on going on changing. I'll tell you once I create quickly in 1 minute, then I can tell you what is this one. Company MRS M house number 20. So country India. City Bangalore. Region is Karnataka. And here, enter. 31,000 here. Save it here. Right? You see message here. Vendor 294999 has been created. What is the vendor? Vendor, customer. This is all the terminology that you should understood in the SAP as a ABAP developer as well. Who is the vendor means? Is the number, right? I copy this number here. Now where I can check it is, I should check it in the database table. Go to the table now. Table name is LFA1 table. Go to /o S11. For 1 minute, hold on this screen. No? This screen is very important in the SAP, because this is the screen we call as the ABAP dictionary in the SAP. So where all the database related activities can be done here. Means you can create a table, your own table. You can see the standard table, data, structure, and you can create a global structure, global data types. Everything can be done here. This is the whole entire SAP controls in this from this screen only. All the data related. Now what I do is to see the data how it has been transferred. If I go to LFA1 table, click on display. Right, go to the contents here. Go to the contents here. If I copy paste the vendor number here, see here. Do you see the data given? What has given is being flowed here. So Bangalore, right? This is what I have given all information here. So this is what the flow has happened, the data flow. This is the entire SAP flow, the entire now or never. I mean, now and the future are always this is the flow. But the way you are going to do is the different maybe. But this is the, I mean, way means like this is I'm showing you as a through the GUI. The latest technology, maybe not maybe the new technology. So if they are not using the GUI, if they are using the apps, so the apps also they will access like this. They create the data and the data will go and sit in the database table. The backend code of the ABAP code only. ABAP code only. Okay. Now, for example, this is what I have created new vendor. What a vendor means? Anyone? What is the difference between vendor and customer? Vendor is the person who will give you the services. Right? For example, I work as a corporate trainer. Suppose if I go to a Capgemini as a trainer. Okay. So I am the vendor to the Capgemini who will give a service of the ABAP training. And for me, Capgemini is the customer because I deliver the service to the customer. Capgemini is customer for to me. I am the vendor for them. So this is all terminology is very important to understood. This is what I am going to teach from next class or in the beginning only. So this terminology is also very important. Master data, transaction data, customizing data. Okay, and this business terminology, company code, plant, material, all these things. You should and header data, item data. All these things I'll teach at the beginning only, so that you will be familiar with the terminology. And the whole training what I'm going to take is all these business tables only. Not it. Generally, SAP provides some other database tables for training purpose. So those are dummy tables, dummy data. For the business data, you will see all these business tables. Okay, now I'll quickly show you one more flow. Okay, I'll change this vendor number. I'll change this vendor number. Not vendor name, I'll change some information, for example. Okay, if I go to change the information, SAP has given the different transaction code XK02. XK02 to change the existing vendor information here. This is the vendor what we created just now, XK02. Suppose you should select here at least one option here. Then you see all the data has come in the change mode now. Okay. Maybe I can write here additional information is here. MRS IT solutions, for example, here. And I can write here Bangalore and Whitefield as well. What the meaning of this one is, you created some information in the SAP as a user, but later of some time you want to change the data. So what you should is, you should not go to the table to change the data. You should go to business transaction code as a user. The moment you click on save, now for this vendor number, the new information what you have been changed, this will overwrite now. If you take this one, save it now. The moment you save, this flow will happen. Data will go from here to here. Save it here. This message, as I said, right, part of the ABAP course, we have teach this one. That's why these messages are coming. Right? Changes has been made. Now go to 499. To the database table. How to go to database table to SC11? Already we are in this table, right? So let's see it is reflected or not. What I have been changed. I have changed the MRA IT solutions LLP. And here I have added a white field as well. Why it is not reflected as of now? Think of 1 minute. What could be the reason? See, the entire training, right? Generally, what my understanding is to enable you think, not what I know to teach or what as a trainer we know we to should teach. We should enable you to think. That is the entire aim of the teaching methodology. Any teaching, and not only the IT. So you should think, and then we should enable you to think, and then you should think, then we should move on. Think of what could be the reason. Maybe it is not showing here. What might be the reason? Data is not reflecting as of now in the database table. What could be the reason? No, now you can tell.
Refreshing.
Refresh. Because refresh has not done, the data is not reflected. Do you see no MRAS IT solutions LLP has come here? And I given as Bangalore Whitefield as well. The data has come here. This is the how the data flow. And this tables has been created by the SAP standard table. Why you call standard table is anything in the SAP table names not starting with Z or Y is called as standard tables. SAP provided table here. This is a table structure. This all these things we'll see in the coming classes. How to create this type of tables, our own tables. Sometimes the business requirement comes. Now we have used the XK01 standard transaction code to create a vendor. Suppose a client may ask you, so our own business transaction code required. In that case, you must to create your own table. So those cases, how do you create a table? What is the primary key? What is the foreign key? All this information I will be going to explain to you as part of the training from now itself. From the next second or third class only, I will be going to start this topic. Any questions here? I told you this architecture point of view already I told in the last class. So the architecture looks like this. The SAP architecture. This is your presentation layer where user will interact. Currently, we are doing this through the SAP GUI interface. It could be the apps also. This is your application layer here. This is your DB layer. This is what I said already. This is the DB layer here. DB layer. So every day, whatever you are writing the ABAP program, so the execution process will go like this. From here to here, the control will go. Execution will take place here, and the output you will display back in the presentation layer. And if there is anything information should be get from the database layer, control will go from here to here and like this go to, and then comes back to here. From here, the data will display to the here. Here the user will interact. This is the user here. User means the final person who is going to use your products, your programs, whatever you are developing. User 1, user 2 like this here. So I was telling that, right, whatever that just now we have done the vendor creation, right, back in ABAP code, I was telling that how that ABAP code looks is, how that ABAP code looks is, if I go to here, if I go to here, how to check where you can check is, press F1 here. Right, you can see some technical information here. Right, you see the program name here. If you go to here, ఒకసారి మాట్లాడు మాట్లాడు ఒకసారి మాట్లాడు. This is ABAP code complete. This is a complete ABAP code. అయిపోయింది. This is ABAP code complete. SAP has written the code. This is the code written by ABAP. So if you open this transaction code, so you can see all the screens what you have seen. If you go to SC80, there is one transaction code. You can see all the screens designed. Go to here. Can give the program name information here. SAP MF02K here. And if you go to the skins here, this is what the skins you have seen built by ABAP here. This is the skins. You go to the layout. This is based on the GUI skins. If it is the apps, not the GUI. If it is the apps, it will be built either through the wrap concept or through the POD concept. The backend code will be like this only. So what you have seen just now in the first screen of your vendor creation screen. This is the backend of the ABAP. Any questions here? So, right, already I shared earlier the ABAP course contents also in the group as well. Okay, so basically the ABAP this course, right, 4 modules basically. How it has been designed is, how I have designed here is 4 modules. So module 1 will cover all the basic topics of the database tables. So the ABAP dictionary we call ABAP dictionary, basic programming, and modularization, along with the database statements. Database statements. This is what I'll cover in the module 1. Okay. And module 2, I will cover the screen design, what we have seen just now. Screen designer and the ABAP, object-oriented ABAP also will cover here. And we'll cover the interfaces, file interfaces. How do you exchange the data from the file interfaces? And module 3, I will cover here data transfer techniques. Data transfer techniques. And also I will call here enhancements as well. I'll cover here. And the module 4, I'll cover all the new topics ABAP on HANA. Here new ABAP syntax I will cover here, and CDS views, ALV IDA, AMDP, AMDP, RAP basics. So these are the 4 modules of the entire ABAP, and I'll give some case studies as well. Case studies or project task I'll provide to practice for you. And some of that case studies also you can mention in the resume as well. I'll tell you how to project that in the resume. Maybe if you are want to go as maybe as some project or something like that you have done, if you want to expose also you can do it, not a problem. And server access will be given to you 3 months. So server access you need immediately as soon as possible. So I'll buy for you and I'll give it to you because that I'll take from some other vendor who will provide the server access. Documentation demos and all I will provide to you. So how the demo programs and all I can provide. I'll just show you how it looks, the demo programs as well. So I can provide you for your practice as well. For your practice purpose, I can provide other than the programs what we do here, these things as well. PPT also I can provide to you. Okay, so these are the things from my side. Any questions? Anyone? Any of you are from functional background? Maybe I can stop the recording.